nobody's getting on the media and being like, hey guys, I'm single, just thought I'd announce it and everybody underneath is like saying congratulations. Like, that doesn't happen. Today I'm going to be talking about singleness. I know the topic nobody wants to talk about how they're single or married, because we as Christians have more of a personality and everything about our lives does not revolve around our status, relationship status, and marriage. Ugh. I am one of those, okay? I don't enjoy that. I feel like there's just so much to life beyond that. However, this is different, so stick around if you're interested. My name is Angela, by the way. I'm 23. I've been doing content for like 6 years, and I just love talking about identity and actually growing, and storytelling. So I'm in Rotterdam currently and I am late, so this is going to be a quick conversation. The title of this video is Don't Hide Your Singleness, I think. So I feel like, and I don't know if there's any girls who relate, and it doesn't have to be a girl, if you're a guy, hey, I feel like I've conjured up in my mind that being single is going to be one of those things that I hide, or that I have hidden since obviously being single right now. And I've hidden it in the sense that this is something that deserves to be hidden, but then when I get in a relationship, when I get married, this is all I'm going to talk about, and that like my page is going to change to like everything about like romanticizing like marriage and relationships and the person I'm with, because it's like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be such a testimony, and like the Lord is really just gonna find like my perfect match and like all of that. And it really takes away from the testimony that actually is singlehood. And I think the revelation that God gave me one day, or maybe over some time, it was actually one day at work, but then also I feel like it just was coming up before, this idea that I think I must have been watching like a video. Maybe it was like with the Perrys or something. I don't even know how this related. Sometimes God just gives me some really random like things, but it's always related to my life sometimes. He was kind of explaining how like you can rob people of the goodness of God that comes through singleness or singlehood. I don't know if singleness. Yeah, that there's actually goodness there. The goodness of God doesn't just begin when you get married. Kind of like how people talk about how your life doesn't start when you get married, because that's just so ridiculous. Like, there's like, again, I think it also, like, okay, guys, this idea of everybody being married is really ridiculous, because I think the way that I explain it, and also that I think I've received from other people, is that if you look at like your closest friendship group, or like the people in your community and around you, I'm talking to people who are like maybe in their 20s and like they're looking at everybody online in their 20s getting married. If you look at your closest friendship group or your church or your community or whatever it is, and you ask most of them, or you do a survey or focus group of who's married, the answer is not going to be the majority, most likely. Like, I'm sorry, not most 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds, not most of us are married. Like, it's just not the case. And if it is, that's very different. I'm going to be honest, like most people, their whole friendship group is not married at 22, 23, like, come on. So I feel like this idea that everyone is getting married is just because of what is seen on the media. Like, nobody's getting on the media and being like, hey guys, I'm single, just thought I'd announce it and everybody underneath is like saying congratulations. Like, that doesn't happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just the way culture is. I think what God was telling me is that if you show your singleness with and communion with God in this time of you, I guess, being single, then there is something that people can actually receive from that too. But it doesn't necessarily need to be, it doesn't need to be framed as singleness. Like, it doesn't need to be like, hey guys, today I'm single. Hey guys, I talk about singleness. I don't do that. I never do that. But the point is not hiding it. There's a line between hiding it and then talking about it all the time, and then just like living it, which is right in the middle. And I feel like the idea of like kind of being embarrassed and feeling like, because I used to attach singlehood, and I know a lot of people did do this as well, to like maturity in the faith. And I just feel like I would think, oh, like, I don't want to talk about my singleness because I feel like people will think I'm not mature enough to be married, which means I'm just not mature enough as a Christian, which affects their perception of me and whether they would listen to me, because like, I don't have wise words, etc. and everything. Like, I remember listening to one TikTok one time that was so stupid, where the person was like, they don't take like relationship or like relationship advice from single people, and I was like, you're so silly. Sorry, that's rude. What they said is silly. The person isn't silly. Sorry. Again, still being refined, but I just found that really silly because you're saying that God cannot speak through single people, and God cannot give revelation. Because at the time, I was receiving a lot of revelation from God about marriage and about relationships, and I'm a single person. So I think that's really, really limiting the power of the Lord by saying that. I used to just attach that, like, I'm just not enough because haven't had my power down, then that I just don't have as much or as good to say as a person who's married, basically. So yeah, I feel like there's been an intentional silence that loudly speaks to shame surrounding singleness in my own creation of content and stuff like that. Depending on your belief system, like, I believe adulthood starts at 21, so therefore that means I'm a 2-year-old adult. And if that is the case, I should not be worrying because I'm essentially 2 years old. So like, I shouldn't be overthinking what all of this, like awakening things before it's time, and like thinking about marriage when, yes, it's good to think about these things, but to make it seem like you're old is crazy. Like, that is the craziest thing for a 23-year-old to think. The point I'm trying to make of this video, which is actually ending right now, is that singleness is not a bad product. Like, it's not a bad marketing product. It's not a thing that doesn't sell. Like, contrary to the belief of media and secular media and this idea of, relationship goals and all of that stuff, singleness sells, marriage sells. It all sells because it's all good. And I'm in a stage in life where I would like to promote the fact that the Lord is my English. I'm in a stage in life where I'd like to promote the fact that my maker is my husband. And not in a daddy's girl weird Christian aesthetic kind of way, but just genuinely like the mundane, the normal life that there is, that we live, and not over, like, just not hyperbolizing everything that I feel like this generation does, like hyperbolizing marriage, hyperbolizing singleness. Like, everything in life is pretty mundane anyway. It's like, yes, there are glamorous things, which I too have had a taste of, thanks be to God, but like, just life in it, like. This is just kind of encouragement to anybody who's kind of felt like a lot of people speak about marriage and their testimonies online, which is honestly a great thing because we do need those stories. However, I think in a way, and the way the human mind works is that when there's a majority or a supremacy of that, it seems to feel like the minority singleness is like something that shouldn't be talked about, because people will be like, why are you talking about this? Or why are you making this seem like it's a good thing? When actually it is, and Paul never said that singleness was a bad thing. He actually said it's better to be single. So if Paul didn't attack singleness to be negative, why are we? That's it from me. I just actually wanted to show you the final look. We are off to a museum, the Phoenix Museum in Rotterdam. I'll let you know if you should come, maybe in the vlog, so that means you have to watch the vlog. But yeah.